Hi there and welcome in to the Cougar Sports Network as we bring you opening day here from Cougar Field. College of the Canyons and Saddleback in a rematch from the 2023 SoCal Regional Final from last season. I'm Matt Robinson, glad to have you along with us as always here on the Cougar Sports Network, our first baseball broadcast of 2024, and we expect it to be a good one. Like we said, a contest between two teams that were both deep playoff runs last year. Saddleback, the runner-up in the state of California last year, lost to Santa Ana in the championship game as they made it all the way to the final opportunity against the Santa Ana Dons, but came up just short, taking on a COC team that they beat in the SoCal Regional Final last year in what was a fun, tight three-game set down at Saddleback College. Those two teams battled back and forward. Of course, different bodies this year, different faces, some returning faces for each side as well. So it's a brand new year as the turnover is high in community college baseball and really community college athletics in total as we get ready to go here, COC and Saddleback College. For College of the Canyons, fresh starter out there today, a freshman starter. Joseph Yasso going to get the start for COC today, his first college appearance. So we'll see how he does with some familiar faces in the field. We'll get to them in a moment. For Saddleback College, the lineup will look like this. Ben Castelli, the sophomore, will play second base. Then Makani Tanaka, the sophomore, in center field. J.C. Allen, a sophomore, at third base. Then Jason Wright, a sophomore, in left field. Jason Derfinger, the freshman, in right field today. Rodrigo Barajas, a freshman catcher. Jacob Hudson batting in the 7th spot, playing first base, also another freshman. Jacob Beauchene, a freshman in the DH hole, hitting 8th. And then Andrew Nikoluk, the sophomore shortstop. As we are underway, first pitch misses down as it is Castelli in there to start things off for Saddleback College. Castelli last year was one of a number of guys for Saddleback that was very solid on the offensive side. Castelli hit .307 on the year. Started 32 games last season. This one chopped through the hole out into right field for a base hit, so Saddleback has a runner on. Castelli at first base with a ground ball single through the infield out to right, as the Bobcats have the first base runner of the ball game. Defensively for College of the Canyons, it's Schwartz at first, Roca at second, Yemen at short, Jaquez at third, Steinhurst in left, Friend in center, and Orsini out in right field today, with Cervantes working along with Yasso as the battery. Keep an eye on the runner over at first in Castelli, as Saddleback last year ran quite a bit. As here's Tanaka at the plate. Tanaka, a .252 hitter last season. Yasso going to check on Castelli here. Castelli last season didn't run very much. Didn't run at all, actually, according to the stat sheet. Does that one down in the dirt. Cervantes keeps it out in front. Tanaka, .252 last year, 30 starts in 40 games, had 31 hits, 24 runs batted in as he shows bunt, drags it back, takes it down and away, and it makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Wind today out of the north-northeast, about 13 miles an hour, 65 degrees at first pitch, which came right at 1 p.m. as this one bunted back in front of the plate. Yasso to second base for 1, and he's got the lead runner. That's a good play from Yasso. Maybe get things started for him 1 down. So he cuts down Castelli. 1-6 for 1 out. And Tanaka on with a fielder's choice. Brings us J.C. Allen. Allen last year, 374. 74 hits and 198 at bats, hitting out of the 3 spot here today, takes the first pitch down. So 1 away. Tanaka over at first. Tanaka last season 6 of 7 on the bases, so we'll keep an eye on him. Good move from Yasso that time to check on Tanaka. That pitch up in the outer part of the plate for a called strike. Makes the count 1-1. So first time we're seeing Yasso. Canyons, a bunch of fresh faces on the mound this year. Weren't quite sure who we'd see starting. We thought maybe Tyler Biggs, as he's one of the returners, as Cervantes keeps that one down in front. Makes the count 2 balls and 1 strike. So we said a lot of fresh faces on the roster this year for College of the Canyons. Cougars last season as a unit, a .568 earned run average, 415 innings pitched. They had 316 strikeouts, 225 walks. Opposing teams hit .293 against them, which is pretty good considering the fact that here at Cougar Field, it's a hitter's ballpark. The wind generally helps a lot out here. It plays about 330 down the line, 370 to center. But the ball generally travels very well here, although the wind blowing in a touch today. So that'll change things up. Tanaka in motion. Pitch misses up and away, so it's a walk. And we have runners on first and second with 1 away here. First walk of the day issued by Yasso. As J.C. Allen reaches first. So here comes Jason Wright to the plate. Wright hitting .128 last season. Just had 5 hits and 39 at bats, but getting the start here today. As Tanaka leads away from second base. Trouble here early on for Yasso in the first. Pitch on the outside half of the plate for a called strike. Makes it no balls and 1 strike here early on. The Bobcats were very, very good last season. We talked about a team that went 38-13, 15-6 in their conference. Right now, coming into the season ranked first in Southern California, which is interesting considering the fact that Santa Ana, who's in their conference, actually has the number 7 ranking in the men's coaches or baseball coaches association poll. So that's how much faith that the baseball coaches have in the Saddleback team with the number of returners they have. They do lose some on the pitching staff side. We'll talk about that when they come back around to play defense. As Yasso's pitch called for a strike on a little bit of an off-speed pitch down and away. Makes it 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Runners on first and second here in the first inning. One-two pitch, chopped towards short. Yeaman going to pick it up, fires to second for 1. Roca's not going to have a play at first, but the Cougars cut another runner down. So 2 away here in the first inning. They'll put runners on the corners. So 2 down, and Jason Derfinger coming to the plate. Derfinger, the freshman, playing right field today, getting his first college start. As he faces Yasso with runners on the corners and swings through a pitch on the outer half. Derfinger out of Korean Lutheran High School in Irvine, California. 6'1", 170 freshman. Listed as a utility player, so he can play all around the field. Getting the start in right field here today. He also delivers a breaking ball on the outer half, called for a strike, and it's 0-2. Freshman out of Southgate up at the ready, delivers, swung on and missed. Tagging Derfinger is Cervantes, and that'll end the first inning. So first strikeout of his career for Ingasso. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. No score as Saddleback has 1 hit, leaves 2. No score for the Bobcats and the Cougars coming up. We'll give you the COC lineup here in just a moment. For College of the Canyons as we go to the home half of the first inning today. It'll be Alex Friend, the freshman in center field, leading things off. Then Charlie Roca, one of the couple of returners for College of the Canyons in the 2 spot. Colin Yeaman, the shortstop, batting third. Then Hudson Story, the freshman DH, in the cleanup spot. Jaden Steinhurst, freshman in left field today. Jacob Schwartz, returning sophomore first baseman and closer in the 6th spot. Dominic Cervantes, the catcher, in the 7th spot. Evan Jaquez, the freshman third baseman, in the 8th spot. And then Ryan Orsini finishing things off in the 9th spot. To face Tyler Burns, the starter for Saddleback here today. Burns, a sophomore in his 2nd season with the Bobcats, a 1.85 ERA last year. Went 3-0 in 21 appearances, only 4 starts though, did most of his work out of the bullpen. Pitched in 43 2/3 innings, gave up 34 hits, 12 runs, 9 of them earned. Walked 17 and struck out 43, so a high strikeout to walk ratio. His whip at 1.18 last year. Opposing hitters only hit 212 against him, so very tough, almost 9 strikeouts per 9 innings, and just 3.5 walks in 9 innings last season. So he will get the start here today and is likely to be leaned on by the Bobcats as their leader in the starting role throughout most of the season. As we'll see Alex Friend to lead things off for College of the Canyons. Friend getting the first start of the season for COC at a Village Christian High School in Sun Valley. As he swings and fouls this one off to the right as the home half of the first underway. Friend lines this one towards right field, and coming across to make the play is Derfinger. A hard hit ball from Friend, and it just hangs up long enough for Derfinger to make the play. 1 away. That'll bring Charlie Roca, 1 pitch or 2 pitches and 1 out. It'll bring Roca to the plate. Roca 304 last year. 59 hits and 194 at bats, 7 doubles, 4 home runs, 36 runs batted in, 22 walks, 26 strikeouts. As he faces Burns here. With 1 out in the home half of the first inning. Roca, Yeaman, Schwartz going to be really expected to pick up the load offensively as College of the Canyons losing Andy Ambrose, who was a .421 hitter last season. Led the team and was one of the state leaders in home runs at 12 home runs last year and 68 runs batted in. Ambrose was on fire for College of the Canyons towards the end of the year. Part of the reason why they were able to come on so late and make it all the way to the SoCal Regional Final. As Roca takes that one for a strike. Charlie did a very good job last year. 38 starts in 47 games, like we said. Hit .304, had 4 home runs. Was really a nice surprise in the middle of the infield. Him and Colin Yeaman did such a good job up the middle last season. As Roca chops this one back up the box, knocked down by Biggs, and he'll pitch it over to first, 2 away. Or excuse me, by Burns. So 2 down, and we'll see Colin Yeaman come to the plate. Yeaman missed the later portion of the season last year, had an injury, but hit .405 during the year. 32 starts in 38 games, had 60 hits and 148 at-bats. Had a .649 slugging percentage as he had 6 home runs and 18 doubles. 41 runs batted in last year as he'll start things here with 2 away and takes a called strike. Talked about Burns being so very good last year, giving up so few hits. 34 hits in 42 1/3 innings, so less than a hit an inning. He's got very effective stuff. That one up in the zone for a called strike. Nothing in 2 here to Yeaman. Yeaman, looking at him between last year and this year, has put on some extra muscle mass in his upper body. Still plays a very good shortstop position. Good to see him back out there too after that injury late in the season. Expected to be effective out of the middle portion of the lineup as he faces an 0-2 pitch. Grounds this one towards short. Backhanded by Nicoluk, but he couldn't hold on to it. And Yeaman will have an infield hit, as that was going to be a tough play for Nicoluk regardless, as Yeaman does move pretty well down the line. So a runner on with 2 away. A base hit for Colin Yeaman, and the Cougars have their first base runner for Hudson Story, the freshman left-hander, will come to the plate. So an infield hit, 2 down. Story out of Marantha High School in Pasadena. Takes the first pitch up and in. Yeaman 4 for 5 on the bases last season. As the wind's starting to pick up a little bit. Kind of now has shifted, kind of blowing out of the northwest. So kind of a swirling wind here today as that one swung on and missed by Story. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away, and a runner on first. This one lifted down the line and left, twisting, and it'll get out of play, which means it has to go a long way here at Cougar Field. There's a ton of foul room down the left field line. As the bullpens kind of jut out behind the third base dugout, you can't really see them on that wide camera view that we just had up. We pulled back up for you again. But there's a ton of room out there, so really every ball down that left field line generally in play. There's a lot of room down the right field line as well, just not quite as much as down the left field line. As we wait on the 1-2 pitch. Misses up, evens the count at 2-2. So Burns working with some traffic on after the 2-out infield hit from Colin Yeaman. They'll check on Yeaman this time. Ball stays in front. COC last season, 28-19. Comes into the year ranked 16th in the SoCal polls. So that one swung on and missed. First strikeout of the season for Burns. We head to the top half of the second inning. No score between COC and Saddleback. At College of the Canyons, we're always here to help make your future remarkable. Choosing classes is always flexible, so you can study your way. Learn at one of our 2 state-of-the-art campuses, or from home with our online options. Tuition is always affordable, with classes starting at just $46 per unit. We offer financial aid and 0 textbook cost classes to help you save. Always flexible, affordable, remarkable. Always College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule now. Top half of the second we go. It'll be Barajas, Hudson, and Beauchene out for Saddleback to face Yasso here in the second. Cougars no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on after their half of the first inning. Yasso working exclusively out of the stretch. Burns a fastball in there, and it's fouled straight back to the screen. 0-1. This one grounded towards first, going to be picked up by Schwartz, and he'll step on the first base bag for the first out here of the second inning. So Barajas down on a soft ground ball to first base. Jacob Hudson, the freshman, will come to the plate here for Saddleback with 1 away. A freshman out of San Jose, California, went to Valley Christian up in San Jose. Another guy that's listed as a utility player. Playing first base today as he takes a called strike. Also, as you see, kind of kicks that leg out as he gets himself set. Set up top as this one grounded softly towards short. It's going to be picked up by Jaquez. Throws in the dirt, dug out by Schwartz. 2 down here in the second inning. His first play of the season for the Canyons' third baseman, Jaquez. He and Yeaman kind of both coming after it, but Evan Jaquez says, I got it, I'll take it. 2 down. His first pitch to Beauchene fouled away, the designated hitter. For Canyons, the right side of the infield this year, or the left side of the infield this year. This one popped up, back behind the plate. Going to be a tough play, and unable to keep it in his glove was Cervantes, trying to dive and leave his feet. Had a good beat on it, just didn't pop up in the air high enough for him to be able to hold on as it bounced out of his glove as he landed down. So you're going to say the left side of the infield for COC this year with Jaquez and Yeaman, both out of Santa Clarita, played against one another in high school, as Jaquez out of Valencia High School, Yeaman out of Saugus High School. But both local products. As that pitch swung on and missed. Second strikeout of the day for Yasso. A quick 1-2-3 top half of the second inning. We go to the home half of the second. No score, Canyons and Saddleback here from Cougar Field.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice your sub is the coolest thing you'll see. And the second coolest thing you'll see is this.
Woo! Here we go. Twirl. Up, dip, hand down. One hand, up. Flip.
I could eat.
Sliced right in front of you. The Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Bottom half of the second we go. Canyons will send Steinhurst, Schwartz, and Cervantes to the plate to face Tyler Burns. Both pitchers off to a solid start with a little traffic in each of the first innings. Steinhurst, a freshman out of Quartz Hill High School, Lancaster, California, just up the 14 freeway from us a bit of the way. About an hour as he'll start things off here in the home half of the second inning as that first pitch in for a called strike. Quartz Hill has recently become a very good high school baseball program. Their football program has picked up over the last few years. Their baseball program has become very good. They were actually in the CIF playoffs and went very deep over the last few years. I think they might have won a CIF state title. I'd have to go back and look. Or a CIF Southern Section title, I should say. I'd have to go back and look a little bit. It's been a while since I've followed the high school game supremely closely, but still, Quartz Hill has turned into a little bit of a power in high school baseball, and see one of their products right here today. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Steinhurst. As the long hair flowing out of the helmet as he stands on the right side of the plate, waits for the 2-2 pitch and fouls it back to the screen. It's going to be kind of the game for Canyons this year. See what they've got offensively. As last year they were one of the better offensive teams in the state of California. As that one just misses. That's a really good pitch from Burns and misses just up and away. For the Cougars last year, 323 as an offense. They hit 472 slugging percentage, 413 on the on-base percentage, and 407 runs scored, 558 hits. This one ground towards third, and it gets by a diving J.C. Allen. And the Cougars have their second hit of the ballgame, their second base runner of the ballgame, as the freshman Steinhurst has his first hit of his college career. As it'll be one on here for Jacob Schwartz here in the second inning. Talking about the Canyons offense last year, they were 9th in the state in batting average, 8th in the state in runs scored with 407, 6th in the state in hits with 558. They had 115 doubles, which was 7th, 41 home runs, which was 15th. So again, a squad last year that offensively, that's really what powered them, as the pitching staff kind of struggled a little bit last year. They're kind of not sure what they've got offensively this year, but from what we've heard, the coaching staff thinks the pitching staff is going to be much improved. So if you can get a portion of that similar offense from last year and some better pitching this year, you could be another team that's very, very dangerous for College of the Canyons this season. On the baseball side, as Schwartz takes the first pitch down, 1 ball, no strikes. Nobody out, and a runner on first. That one kind of squirts away from Barajas, but it stays inside the dirt, so not much that Steinhurst could do. With Steinhurst at first base and the lefty Schwartz up the hole on the left side, or the right side of the infield. If I can get my lefts and rights correct today, maybe it'll happen. Who knows? First baseball game of the year. We'll see. Fouled away. Makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. We're saying the right side of the infield has a bigger hole on it here for the lefty. Schwartz did a good job pulling balls to the right side of the infield last year. Was a 273 hitter. 53 hits and 194 at-bats, but remember, too, he was the closer last year. So he shows bunt. This one gets away from Barajas back to the screen. Apologize for that. A little technical difficulty on our end here, but that one got away from Barajas back to the screen. And that'll put Steinhurst over at second base. So now Schwartz with a 3-1 count has a chance to try and drive a run home here. Waits on the 3-1, lifts it on the infield, playable for Hudson, and he'll make the catch, 1 down. So Schwartz able to move the runner over without putting the ball in play cleanly. 1 away here, runner in scoring position, as Dominic Cervantes comes to the plate. Cervantes, a sophomore, did not really play last year, but has advanced himself through school, which is really the most important thing for all these guys a chance to come, still play some baseball, and get themselves through college. Cervantes out of Birmingham High School takes a called strike, 0-1. Good crowd on hand here today at Cougar Field. 0-2 to Barajas now. Lots of folks strolling in. On a 65-degree windy day here in Santa Clarita. Infield shifted over to the left. The 0-2 to Barajas fell back to the screen. Castelli playing pretty much right at second base. Nicoluk shifted a little bit further towards third. The third baseman, J.C. Allen, about 7 steps off the third base bag. That forces Hudson, the first baseman, about halfway between first and second. With the right-handed hitting Barajas at the plate. 0-2. Hit on a line. Nice play by Hudson to second to double off Steinhurst. Not much Steinhurst can do, as it's a great defensive play by Hudson to end the inning. So the Cougars get a hit but leave nobody on. We go to the third inning. Still no score. COC Saddleback. So we go to the top half of the third inning after a great double play from Jacob Hudson. Stole a base hit away from Barajas and then was able to double off Steinhurst. So Yassel will come back to the mound and he'll face the shortstop Nicoluk and then back to the top of the order in Castelli and Tanaka. So the wind again kind of rattling around a little bit here. You can hear it in the microphone from the field. First pitch misses down as we go to the third inning. No score, been a little bit of a duel on the mound so far. Both teams have had base runners. Both teams have had a little bit of opportunity, but nobody's been able to cash in yet. Siasso delivers the 1-0. Up in the zone for a called strike with a fastball. Makes it 1-1. So we hit on the 2-1 here to Nicoluk. Takes that one inside, makes it 3-1. Nicoluk, a guy that didn't play at all last year. Works a walk to lead off here in the top half of the third inning. So base runner aboard for Saddleback. Second walk of the day issued by Yasso. Going to go back to Castelli, who had a leadoff single. To start the game off. Also, again, flashing that quick move. Back in plenty of time was Andrew Nicolak, though. That one misses up and away. See how long the Cougars ride the freshman here today. Not sure what COC is going to do pitching-wise. Obviously, the first game of the year today, so lots of questions to be answered as we continue on through the year for both these squads, really. Nicolak in motion. This one chopped in front of the mound, so it's going to work as a bunt of sorts for Castelli. He's out at first. It's not a sacrifice, though, as he was swinging. So one down, 1-3 the play. The runner moves up to second base. And it'll bring Makani Tanaka to the plate, who grounded into a fielder's choice. Was trying to sacrifice over Castelli back in the first. And he also made a great play to cut him down at second base. This one lined out to center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. They're going to wave the runner Nicolak from second base. Throw going to be cut off. Saddleback has a 1-0 lead on an RBI single from Makani Tanaka as he lined it sharply to center field. Nothing Friend could really do as Nicolak read the play very nicely. It's an RBI hit, and it's a 1-0 Saddleback lead here in the third. Brings us back to J.C. Allen here with Tanaka at first base. Takes that pitch for a called strike. Good piece of hitting that time from Tanaka. Took the fastball and drove it right out to center field. Keep an eye on Tanaka over at first base. Stays put. This one fouled off to the right. No balls, 2 strikes. One out here in the third inning. And 1 run across for Saddleback. Strike 3 called on the inner half for Yasso. 2 down. That's a good pitch from the freshman that time. Freezes J.C. Allen for his 3rd strikeout of the day. Brings us back to Jason Wright. The lefty up there with 2 down. Grounded into a fielder's choice. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it off to the left. Tanaka was in motion on that first pitch. Will stay put this time. That one down in the dirt. Good job by Cervantes, excuse me, to keep it in front. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 away here in the third. Opening day of the 2024 season for College of the Canyons and Saddleback here at Cougar Field. They'll play again tomorrow down at Saddleback College as Tanaka, a delayed steal down to second base, throw not in time. So Tanaka has his first stolen base of the season. Not much that Cervantes could do as that pitch was kind of outside the zone. He had to reach back across his body for it. So 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, and Tanaka standing at second base here with Wright at the plate. Takes that pitch up and away. Next webcast for us here on the Cougar Sports Network will come on Wednesday. As we'll have men's basketball and women's basketball, the doubleheaders. That pitch over for a strike, a 3-2 pitch. Upcoming here with 2 away. With men's and women's basketball on the 31st. And then back to baseball on February 1st against Ventura before our first softball contest of the year, doubleheader against Riverside on the 2nd. As we wait on the 3-2 pitch with Tanaka at second base. Wright stands at the plate. Yasso set up near his ear, will come to the plate. This one hits softly towards first. Schwartz will pick it up, and Yasso gives up 1 on an RBI hit from Makani Tanaka to score Andrew Nikolak, and that's where we stand after 2.5. Saddleback 1, College of the Canyons nothing.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Let's go, Hawk. Have some fun, kid. Home half of the 3rd we go. As Orsini, first pitch swinging, lifts it deep to left field. Back to the wall. That ball is gone. A solo home run for Ryan Orsini on the first pitch he sees of his sophomore season. And we are tied at 1 apiece just like that. So Orsini, his first home run of his career, his first hit as a Cougars. He only had 2 at-bats last year. And he drives the first ball deep to left field off the scoreboard, off of Burns, and we are tied at 1, just like that. So 1 swing, 1 run for COC here in the 3rd, and we go back to Alex Friend, who lined sharply to right field to lead the game off. Hit the ball hard in his first at bat and had extra bases taken away by Derfinger, the right fielder. Friend fouls this one away off to the left. We've talked about Cougar Field being a hitter-friendly ballpark. As we said, Canyons last year, 41 home runs as a team, 15th most in the state. And a lot of those came here at Cougar Field. Talked about Andy Ambrose had 12 of the 41 home runs to lead the team last year. Yeaman had 6. Andrew Allenson had 7. Did you get one from Orsini right there? This one chopped foul, wide of 3rd. Keeps the count at 2-2 here to Friend. Two balls, two strikes. Friend fouls this one off to the left once again, and we'll stay at 2-2. That one misses down, so Friend has worked it to a 3-2 count. Canyons with one run across here already, trying to get a runner on with nobody out. As the 3-2 pitch to Friend, hit right back up the box, scooped by Nicoluk. He'll fire to first, and he just gets Friend diving at first base by a split second. Nicoluk had a little bit of trouble with that one, kind of took him an extra second to pick it up, as it was hit right pretty much at him, just off to his left. Almost struggled with it for a second, but was able to nab Friend at first. One down. Charlie Rocca grounded back up the box in his first at bat. Breaking ball over for a called strike. That one misses just away as Burns coming with a little extra pace on that one. No action either bullpen so far, as we're just in the third. Each team with a run so far here in the third. Let's wait on the 1-1. That one swung on and missed. Make it 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Charlie Rocca. Rocca last year 4 home runs, 36 runs batted in, walked 22 times, struck out 26 times. That was one thing the Cougar offense did not do great last year, as they struck out quite a bit. As this one chopped on the right side, that'll get through to right field for a base hit, as Castelli could not dive and pick it up. And the Cougars with a runner aboard here in the third inning and 1 away, and already 1-1 across, as Colin Yeaman will step to the plate. So Rocca, his first hit of the 2024 season, is a ground ball single through the infield to right. Canyons last year as a unit, as we said, 299 strikeouts, right middle of the pack, 41st in the state. And strikeouts, and this was again an offense that was so good. One thing the Cougars did do a lot last year, they got hit a lot. 89 hit by pitches, 6th most in the state, as Yeaman chops this one softly up the middle. Nicoluk to second for 1, throwing the dirt, gets by the first baseman Hudson, and that's going to send Yeaman down to second base, where he'll slide in. And so Yeaman will trade places with Rocca, who's out at second base. 2 down. So it's 6-4 for the first. Yeaman reaches on the errant throw from Castelli. So E4, and then he's down to second base. This is a 2-bag error. As you cut down Rocca, 6-4 if you're scoring at home. 2 down for Hudson Story, who struck out to end the first inning. With Yeaman out at second base, Story takes that pitch for a called strike. This ball lifted down the line and left. Will it stay fair? No, it will not, as it's going to twist well foul. So Story fouls that one away, makes it 0-2 here. As Yeaman leads away from second base. Story swings and lifts this one in the air towards left. Drifting back is right, back to the wall, and he's going to make the catch just in front of the wall, falling down to his knees. Story lifted it high in the air, but with the wind kind of blowing out of the northeast, stays in the ballpark, and that will end the third inning. But the Cougars get one in a solo home run from Orsini. They leave one on. We head to the fourth inning. 1-1 the score here from College of the Canyons.
Home runs from Evan Hawkins. Home run was Evan Hawkins, not Orsini.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, Hawkins was out of it.
No, Hawkins is number 21.
So I realized we actually had some fans up here in the stands help us out here. We got mixed up on our score sheet. Happens to the best of us. First game of the year. So it was actually a Evan Hawkins home run in that third inning to tie the game for COC. And then the rest of things played out. So we'll actually have Hudson Story leading things off in the fourth inning for COC. As we came back, a nice play from Yasso to get Durfinger to lead off the inning, as he was able to cut him down at first on a bunt. So it happens to the best of us. Get your score sheet a little mixed up sometimes. You know, what are you going to do? So we go to the fourth here with one away. Barajas fouls that one away. So we want to apologize to Evan Hawkins. His first home run of his college career, and we called it for the wrong guy. It's what it is. It happens. And unfortunately, it's what happens when I'm doing three things at once up here in the booth, doing the scoreboard, doing the switching, doing just about everything I can. Can we add any more to the plate here, Jasmine? Jasmine, our statistician, sitting over next to us, having a nice laugh. 3-2 count here to Yasso. This one lifted in the air towards shallow left center field. That's going to get down in front of Steinhurst. So it's a base hit with one away here for Rodrigo Barajas. And it'll bring Jacob Hunson to the plate. So all of you at home, thank you very much for correcting me on the live stream. We appreciate it. Can't do anything else but laugh at yourself. That's okay. Here's Jacob Hudson now. Hudson takes that pitch down and away. Hudson grounded to third in his first at bat. Barajas, the catcher, away from first. That pitch, the bottom half for a called strike. So it was Yeaman that finished out the inning for COC, gave one a ride, and that's to be expected out of Colin Yeaman. Nearly had what would have been his 7th home run of his career. Instead, we stay at 1-1. Yasso tries to get Barajas at first, but just a touch short. This one grounded past a diving Jaquez at third. As Jacob Hudson has his first hit of the ball game. And so we've got runners on first and second here for Saddleback in the 4th. Beauchene, the DH, struck out in his first at bat. A little trouble here in the 4th for Yasso. Was clean in the 2nd, gave up a run after a walk and a hit in the 3rd, and now has given up back-to-back singles in the 4th inning. This one fouled away just off the third base side. Wind again picking up here. Kind of a swirling wind today. This one swung on and missed. Good pitch by Yasso that time down. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Beauchene. You also could use a punch out here with 2 on and 1 away. Is that one down in the dirt? Good job by Cervantes to keep it in front. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, 2 on. 1-1 ball game here in the 4th. Saddleback a run on 5 hits so far. Left 3 on in the ball game. COC a run on a couple of hits. This one grounded wide of 3rd and foul. Beauchene down on strikes for the 2nd time today. 4th strikeout of the ball game. For Yasso here, it's 2 down now with 2 on. It's a big punch out. So it brings up Nicoluk back to the plate. Nicolak walked and scored. Just an inning ago, takes a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. This one lined out to right field. That'll get down for a base hit. Orsini charging will fire to the plate, and that's a great throw from Orsini that time. It holds the runner Barajas at third base. Nicolak has his first hit of the season. It'll put runners on the corners, or runners on all 3 bags here for Saddleback. So they'll have the bases loaded and back to the top of the order. As Castelli, who's 1 for 2 today, stands in. And now Yasso faces traffic with the bases loaded as Castelli takes the first pitch for a called strike. Each spot here for Saddleback, trying to retake the lead. We'll see some action in the COC bullpen, it looks like. As Ryan Paramo, the pitching coach, popped up. And I saw Harish Balachandran pop up as well. Start to tuck in a jersey and run out there. As this one grounded towards short. Yeaman will pick it up on his knees. Fires to first in time. So Yasso able to get out of a bases loaded issue here in the 4th. No runs across for Saddleback. We head to the home half. Still 1-1. Bottom half of the 4th we go. No score between, or no score, 1-1 between COC and Saddleback. As it'll be Hudson Story, then Jaden Steinhurst, then Jacob Schwartz, as now we're back on track on our score sheet. Construction fires up to our right here. Sudden a grinder goes off, throws everybody's attention to the right for a split second. As here's Story, first pitch swinging, hits it out in the air to right field. That'll get down for a base hit, so Hudson Story has his first hit of the season. And COC has a leadoff base runner here in the 4th inning. That'll bring us to Steinhurst, who singled back in the 2nd inning on a ball that didn't get through the infield, but was a tough play for Nicolak moving to his right. Put runner on first here for him. Story has his first hit. Steinhurst first pitch swinging, lines it foul up the left field line. This ball gets by Barajas once again. Story down to second. He's going to round and look at third base, but he'll stay there. So it's a wild pitch this time on Burns. It moves Story up to second base. So now the Cougars with the runner in scoring position here. Steinhurst fouls this one away, makes it 1-2. So nobody out in a good spot here for COC. Steinhurst, Schwartz, Cervantes, the scheduled hitters now. I think Story thought about third base initially, and Chris Cota says, let's not make the first or the third out at third, which is a cardinal sin of baseball. As Steinhurst takes that pitch inside, makes it 2-2, so that's why Story stays at second base, and smartly so, as a couple of hits bring you in nonetheless, and you expect your guys at the plate to do the job. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Steinhurst caught waving that time. One down. Only the second strikeout of the ball game for Burns. Here's Jacob Schwartz to the plate. Schwartz 0 for 1, popped up to first base. Swings and lifts this one on the air, on the infield, back of second base. And Nikoluk having to fight the sun up high in the sky that time, and really fighting Hudson Story, who was standing out at second base, able to make the catch, 2 down. So Schwartz with a couple of pop-ups on the infield today. And now Dominic Cervantes comes to the plate. Cervantes was actually the double play that ended the second inning. That's where everything got haywire for me. Hit a hard line drive at Hudson, who made a nice play to double off Steinhurst at second base. Now he comes up and fouls this one straight back to the screen on the first pitch. So Cervantes with Jaquez waiting on deck. Hits this one foul. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cougars leaving a runner at second so far. You'd like to cash this in, and now you need base hits to do so. Good news is Story should get a nice jump on any ball put in play here. That one misses away. That's a good pitch from Burns. Good setup that time from Barajas just to change the eye level a touch. One ball, 2 strikes. Cervantes waits, Burns delivers, popped up in the air, playable on the infield. Hudson just inside fair territory, back of first base, makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. So Burns gives up a leadoff single, but nothing else. We go to the 5th, still 1-1.
At Jersey Mike's, they freshly slice your sub right in front of you, which takes some training.
Sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Top half of the fifth we go. 1-1 the score. It'll be Tanaka, Allen, and Wright for Saddleback to start things off here against Yasso, who stays in there in the fifth. Canyons, some bodies up in the bullpen getting some work. Nobody throwing yet. Guys just kind of bouncing around, getting loose. It's Tyler Biggs, one of the guys out there kind of sprinting around. Balacondron, one of the guys out there sprinting around. First pitch for a called or a swinging strike to Tanaka, who is 1 for 2 today. Reached on a fielder's choice and singled. Drove in a run back in the third. Drove in the only Saddleback run back in the third. So he fouls this one into the Saddleback dugout, makes it 0-2. Good pitch from Yasso up and away. Changes the eye level to Tanaka. Saddleback last year, their offense was good, just as good, if not better than COC's in a couple of categories. 409 runs, pretty much even with COC. They had 618 hits. They hit 333 as a unit. 110 doubles, 15 triples, just 28 home runs. They did not do a lot of their damage with the long ball last season. They were so good, though, just getting on and creating problems. 242 walks last year, just 268 strikeouts, so almost a 1-to-1 ratio, which is really almost unheard of in today's game with how many strikeouts there generally are. It's just a high strikeout rate right now in baseball, up and down all levels. That's just the change to the game that we've seen over the last 10 to 15 years. They stole 49 bases on 62 attempts, so it was quite the offensive year for them, all things considered. It's not like they blew everybody away, the pitching staff-wise. 4.04 ERA, 402 strikeouts, but 173 walks against. That's the big difference right there. Did get a lot of strikeouts, didn't walk a lot of guys, didn't give the opposition easy runs. As Tanaka gets hit, and he will head down to first base. So you had him 2-2, you lose him. Tanaka on for the third time today, as Yasso hits his first batter of the year, something we saw a lot of last year. As we talked about the Cougars, one of the state leaders in hit by pitches with 89. The Camacho boys, I think, had 80 of them, it seems like. Cougars missing the two of them this year. Your top and your tail of the lineup not here anymore. As here's J.C. Allen to the plate. Takes the first pitch down and away. Allen struck out and walked. You look, Jovan got hit by 29 pitches last year. This one lifted in the air towards left center field and deep, and that ball is gone out over the left center field fence. J.C. Allen has his first home run of the year, and Saddleback has a 3-1 lead here in the fifth inning. So Allen hits it hard, a 2-run home run. Gonna bring Jason Wright to the plate. It got out in a hurry, too. Wasn't necessarily a high swing from Allen, who had 4 home runs last year. That's his 5th of his career. And give him 2 more RBIs, now 65 total as a Bobcat. But it was certainly hit hard enough to get out of this ballpark that we said is very much a hitter's park. So that pitch down in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes here to Wright. Because now you worry about Yasso here a little bit after he gives up the home run. The work in the bullpen speeding up a little bit for College of the Canyons. Breaking ball from Yasso misses. So he's way behind here to Jason Wright. After he hits Tanaka, gives up the home run to Allen. This ball lifted in the air towards left field. Playable this time for Steinhurst out and left, and he'll make the catch. First out here of the 5th inning. And here comes Derfinger to the plate. Derfinger 0 for 2 today. And that one hits Derfinger in the shoulder. Third breaking ball we've seen this inning from Yasso that's kind of just didn't have the snap on it. That's going to bring Chris Cota out. That might be the end of Joseph Yasso's day here. Hasn't taken the ball from him yet. And now they're going to make the pitching change here. So we're waiting on the pitching change here. I think it's Harris Balacondron coming in. He's trying to get his belt done up, it looks like. And it is going to be Harris Balacondron here as he crosses the line officially. We'll take the ball from Joseph Yasso with 1 down in a 3-1 ball game. We'll take a small break here as they get warmed up. And we'll continue on in the 5th. So Harris Balacondron will come in to take over for COC. Harris last year, 4.43 ERA in 17 appearances. Went 20 and 1/3 innings, gave up 24 hits, 12 runs, 10 earned, 8 walks, 9 strikeouts. Opposing hitters at 308 against him is the first pitch, over for a called strike as he faces Barajas here with a runner on. Book not quite closed yet on Yasso as he goes 4 1/3, gives up 5 hits, walked 2, hit 2, struck out 4. And so far has given up 3 runs. Scratch that, 6 hits against. This one grounded towards second. Roca at a second for 1. The throw to first, an errant throw from Yeaman. Going to be a tough throw anyway, with Barajas moving down the line. And Schwartz did a good job just to keep it in front. So you cut down Der Finger 4-6 for the second out. Barajas reaches on the fielder's choice. And now Jacob Hudson at the plate. This one fouled away. So no balls, 2 strikes here. That one swung on and missed. Gets away from Cervantes, but he's able to throw down to first to get Jacob Hudson. So Balacondron does his job. Gets Barajas to ground into a fielder's choice, then strikes out Hudson to end the inning. But the 2-run home run from J.C. Allen, the damage, and Saddleback has a 3-1 lead as we go to the home half of the 5th inning. His first pitch here in the 5th inning hits Jaquez. As we're in the home half of the 5th, Burns still out there, so the Cougars will runner on here. That was our first hit batter of the season for COC as Evan Jaquez hits a home run, then gets hit by a pitch. That'll bring Ryan Orsini to the plate. So an early base runner here for COC, trailing by 2 in the 5th inning. Now you got to try and string a couple of hits together here. As Jaquez leads the way, they'll try and sacrifice him over. The bunt too hard, but it's thrown out into center field. An errant throw by J.C. Allen down in the dirt. Not much that Castelli could do with it. And so the Cougars with runners on first and second after a hit by pitch and an error. So E5 if you're scoring at home. Orsini reaches, and now Friend will come to the plate with 2 on and nobody out. Cougars cooking here. That went over for a called strike. It was actually Nicoluk at second base that couldn't do much with it, and it's not his fault. Allen's throw, plenty of time, just kind of short-armed it, threw it down in the dirt. So Canyons catches an early break here in the 5th inning, and now they've got first and second. They're going to ask Friend to try and sacrifice runners over. He takes a strike. They're going to throw behind Jaquez, who's now caught in a rundown between second and third. He is out. And so just like that, after the Cougars catch a break, Saddleback with a good defensive play as Barajas with a smart throw. No balls and 2 strikes, 1 away. Jaquez is caught leading off too strong, so we'll say caught stealing. 1 down, and now Friend with 2 strikes will go back to work. That one down and away. Tyler Biggs out in the bullpen getting loose for COC. He might be the next arm we see. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out now. Orsini leads away from first. Friend takes that one away, makes it 2-2. So we sit in the bottom half of the 5th. This one hit out into right field on a line by Friend, but Durfinger there to camp under this one to make the catch. Second time today, Friend is lined out to right field. 2 down and Charlie Roca coming to the plate. Roca 0 for 2 today, reached on an error and grounded back to the pitcher. Canyons look to be in business to start in this 5th inning, but Jaquez gets picked off. Just like that, 2 outs with a runner on. Roca lines this one out towards left field. Will it stay fair? No, it'll just twist foul. So 1-2 here to Roca, or 2-1, excuse me, here to Roca. He fouls that one off his foot. That'll make it 2-2. Little check swing foul ball. This one fouled away.
That's what we kept working.
So we'll stay 2-2 here to Roca. 2 outs, 5th inning. So this one lifted in the air. Playable on the infield for Hudson at first base. He'll make the catch and that'll end the inning. So the Cougars had 2 on to start the inning but come up empty. We go to the 6th inning. Still 3-1 in favor of Saddleback. So a pitching change for COC here in the 6th inning. Tyler Biggs is going to come in to start a fresh inning for the Cougars. Biggs, who we thought might be a candidate to be the starter for COC here on opening day, instead coming out of the bullpen. 4-5 last year with a .594 ERA. Had 6 starts and 14 appearances. Pitched in 50 innings, gave up 61 hits, 42 runs, 33 earned, 24 walks, 32 strikeouts. Over the course of 2023, as he'll face Beauchene, Nicoluk, and Castelli here in the 6th inning. One ball, one strike here in the 6th inning. Saddleback 3 runs on 6 hits. Cougars 2 runs on, or 1 run on 5 hits. So this one popped up. Back of the plate. Cervantes says he has it and does. One down here in the 6th inning.
I saw and I heard him like I went to the COC website.
As Nicoluk down on strikes, he's retired for the first time today as he reached on a hit and a walk. As Biggs has his first strikeout of the season. I'll bring us back to Castelli, who chops softly in front of the mound. Biggs picks it up, a 1-2-3 inning as he sets down the side in order here in the 6th. And we'll head to the 6th inning, or the bottom half of the 6th inning in a 3-1 ball game. So a pitching change here for Saddleback as we go into the home half of the 6th inning. Jaden Graves, the freshman out of San Juan Capistrano, J. Sarah High School graduate, coming in to take over. As Burns goes 5, gives up 1 run. As we said, gives up 5 hits and a run. Didn't walk anybody, struck out a pair. Did hit 1 batter. So give way to Graves. He'll face Yeaman, Story, and Steinhurst here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Yeaman fouls this one away. Yeaman singled in the 1st. Flew out to end the 3rd. This one lined out to right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. So Yeaman with his 2nd hit of the ball game. Canyons with a leadoff runner aboard once again, this time here in the 6th inning. Gonna bring Hudson Story, who's 1 for 2 today, to the plate. Story fouls this one back to the screen. One ball, one strike. Canyons trailing by a pair here in the 6th. Graves set at the chest. Yeaman leading away from first. Graves will check on Yeaman. Yeaman 4 for 5 on the bases last year. Canyons did not run a lot. Did have 45 steals, or caught 8 times. So when they did run, they were rather successful, but just was not a huge, huge part of the game plan as the season went on. 60th in the state in steals last season. Story takes that pitch down. Makes it 2 balls and 1 strike. Graves will deliver. Story grounds this one towards first base. Picked up by the first baseman, Hudson. And he's going to cut down Yeaman at second base for the first out here of the 6th inning. So one away and a runner on. Jaden Steinhurst coming to the plate. Steinhurst 1 for 2. Struck out and singled. Was cut down on a double play after Hudson made a great play in the 2nd inning to take away a base hit from Cervantes. As this one lifted in the air towards right field and playable. Coming in, it's going to fall in front of Derfinger. And heading to second base is Hudson Story. So it's a base hit on a fly ball from Jaden Steinhurst, as Derfinger had a long run out to it. Castelli really was the only one that might have had a clean play on it, and he kind of went out towards center field initially. So ball kind of twisted on them a little bit and lands out in shallow right field. So the Cougars with runners on first and second here. And Jacob Schwartz coming to the plate. 0 for 2 today has popped up on the infield twice. So 2 on for COC here. Love to see Schwartz break out of a little bit of struggle here early on, and hits the first one on the line. Foul. That's a better swing from Schwartz. Schwartz, one of the leaders this year for COC, looked at as one of the captains. Team seems to rally around him quite a bit. Heard he's been called Big Red by the group in the locker room. Kind of just a guy that grinds at everything. Grinds as a closer, grinds at first base, grinds at the plate. As he waits here on a 1-1 from Graves. This one grounded towards first. Hudson scoops it, fires to second, and they're only able to get 1. So Schwartz on with a fielder's choice. Steinhurst cut down 3-6 for the second out. 2 down, and here's Cervantes, who lined to first and popped up on the infield. Runners on the corners here in the 6th now with 2 away for COC. First pitch to Cervantes misses down. Next one nearly hits Cervantes, but misses up and in. Just a little bit on a breaking ball from Graves. 2 balls, no strikes. Runners on the corners. 6th inning in a 2-run ball game. 3-1 in favor of Saddleback. That one over for a strike. Difference, a 2-run home run from J.C. Allen in the 5th inning. Cervantes fouls it away, so we'll go 2-2 here. This one softly lined out to left field. That'll get down for a base hit, an RBI single from Cervantes. And Canyons cuts the lead to 1. As Cervantes has his first hit of the season. Story scores from third. An RBI single for Dominic Cervantes. Runners at first and second now. As here comes Evan Jaquez, who had a home run back in the 2nd, was the only Cougar run until just a second ago. So a 2-out hit for COC, drives a run across. Jaquez fouls this one away. That one gets away from Barajas once again. It's the 3rd time today the ball has gotten away from Barajas. And now the Cougars with 2 runners out there in scoring position. 2 balls and 1 strike to count here to Jaquez. Now a 3-run count here. So good hitters count here for Jaquez. He'll work a walk, and the Cougars will load the bases here with 2 away. Jaquez has reached all 3 times today. Now Ryan Orsini coming to the plate. Bases loaded here. That's going to bring a visit out to the mound here for Saddleback. As Graves gave up a single to Yeaman to lead off the inning. Then Story grounded into a fielder's choice. Steinhurst had a single. Then Schwartz grounded into a fielder's choice. Cervantes with an RBI hit. And now a walk to Jaquez puts the bases loaded here. So now bases loaded for Orsini here in the 6th inning in a 1-run ball game. Canyons with one across already here against Graves. Trying to work for another one. That pitch misses down. Orsini reached on a fielder's choice his last time up, 0 for 2 today. Takes a called strike. That one down in the dirt. Barajas a better job that time to keep it in front. Two 2-1 to Orsini, misses inside. And now a 3-1 count. Bases loaded here in the 6th. Schwartz away from third. Cervantes at second. Jaquez at first. Orsini at the dish and hitters count at 3-1. That one down in the dirt works the walk, and we are tied at 3-all. Back-to-back walks issued. Orsini with an RBI walk down to first. And back to the top of the order we go. And that, I think, will end the day for Jaden Graves. It's always interesting when these two teams match up. We stay in a tight game, 3-3. Pitching change when we come back. So pitching change here. Isaac Rodriguez will come in to pitch for Saddleback as he'll face the top of the Canyons order. Rodriguez, the freshman out of Bakersfield High School in Bakersfield, California. Book not closed on Graves. Gives up 3 hits as he faced 7 batters. So far has given up 2 runs, and all 3 base runners out there he is responsible for. As that first pitch misses down, and then timeout on the field as the ball got away from the bullpen from COC. So 2 earned runs across so far. Graves walked 2, didn't strike anybody out. That one swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Shadows starting to creep in on the field here as we get on to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. As we sit tied at 3 here in the 6th inning. Bases loaded full of Cougars. Friend takes a called strike. Rodriguez doesn't throw hard necessarily, but a little funky delivery makes it tough on the hitters to pick up. As the 1-2 misses away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded in a 3-3 ball game here in the 6th inning. 2 away. Friend 0 for 3 today. Scratch that 1 for 3 today, trying to cash in a couple of runs here for COC. This one lifted out in the air towards right field. Playable again for Derfinger, who has retired Friend 3 times. Rodriguez gets Saddleback out of the jam, but we are tied at 3 as we go to the 7th inning here from Cougar Field. COC and Saddleback. Top of the 7th we go. Biggs still out there for COC as they'll face Tanaka, Allen, and Wright. So it's a fresh ball game here. A 3-inning sprint to the finish now as we're tied at 3. One ball, 1 strike, the count here to Tanaka. Singled, hit by a pitch, grounded into a fielder's choice, scored a couple of times. Or scored once, actually. So he pops this one in foul ground, and it just gets to the concrete out of play back of third base. Again, we talked about all the foul territory here on the left field side. Haka has had to give that one a close look. One-two to Tanaka here. Waves and fouls that one away. Just got a piece of it. And again, Tanaka fouls one away. Now Tanaka's worked the count back to 3-2. Good pitch from Biggs, but just misses on the inner half. So Tanaka down 0-2, battles his way back, works a walk. Leadoff runner aboard here for Saddleback in the 7th. J.C. Allen, 2-run home run in the 5th that gave Saddleback a 3-1 lead, coming back to the plate. Takes first pitch over for a strike. Check on Tanaka over at first. This one lifted in the air towards center field. Friend drifting back will look up and he won't be able to get there. Allen has his second home run, his second 2-run home run of the ball game. And Saddleback back with a 2-run lead at 5-3. So Allen with 4 RBI in the ball game. A 2-run job to left, a 2-run job to center. Tanaka scoring on both of them. So the 2 and 3 hitters doing damage for Saddleback. So this one lifted down the line and left on the first pitch from right. There's still nobody out here in the 7th inning. Allen and Tanaka have driven in all 5 runs for Saddleback today. Allen with 4 of them. Tanaka the opening salvo way back in the 2nd inning. Now the Cougars once again find themselves in a position to have to come from behind as Biggs sets down right on strikes. For the first out here of the inning. Second strikeout for Biggs. As Derfinger back to the plate, swings and misses on the first pitch. Derfinger struck out, grounded out, and was hit by a pitch. Offers at that. Behind in the count, 0-2. Back-to-back strikeouts for Biggs as he sets down Derfinger on strikes. So 2 down and Rodrigo Barajas coming back to the plate. Barajas swings and misses at the first pitch. So Biggs, after giving up the walk and the 2-run home run, is all over the strike zone. So fouled straight back over our head. One ball, two strikes, two outs, two across. This one chopped in front of the mound. Going to be a tough play. Cervantes picks up and throws, and just in time on one hop to get Barajas. That's a really tough play for the catcher Cervantes, but he's able to send it down. But Saddleback does the damage. 2 runs on a 2-run home run from J.C. Allen, his second of the ball game. It's 5-3 as we head to stretch time here from Cougar Field. Roca, Yeaman, and Story, the scheduled hitters for College of the Canyons. So we go to the home half of the 7th. As Rodriguez still on the mound doing the work for Saddleback. Roca grounds that one wide of third. That one misses just up. Good pitch from Rodriguez, though. So that one misses just up, so Roca able to work it back to a 3-1 count. And he's down on strikes as the first base umpire says yes, he did. So Rodriguez has a strikeout. First of the day for him. One down and Colin Yeaman coming to the plate. That one behind Yeaman. Couple of hits and 3 at-bats. Trying to get something started here for COC. That one fouled off his foot. Yeaman able to work that back to a 3-2 count. One away here to Collin, the shortstop. Big part of that team last year before he got hurt for COC that got to the state SoCal regional final. Maybe would have been the guy to push it over the edge had he been able to continue on. Fights off a 3-2 pitch. We'll do it again. That one down in the dirt. Yeaman works a walk. So 1-out walk issued by Rodriguez. Hudson Story coming to the plate. Singled, reached on a fielder's choice, and scored in the 6th. And struck out back in the 1st. Hits with a runner on here in the 7th. Canyons has never led. Bobcats had one in the 3rd. Cougars evened it up with one of their own in the 3rd. Then Saddleback with 2 in the 5th. Canyons got those 2 back in the 6th. And then Saddleback off of J.C. Allen's second 2-run home run last half inning. Let's push the lead back out to 2. This one grounded towards first. Picked up by Hudson. He'll step on first, but they can't get Yeaman at second base. So it's a ground ball out. 2 down. Yeaman moves up to second. Story retired, 3 unassisted. 2 down, and Jaden Steinhurst coming to the plate. 2 for 3 today. A couple of singles and a strikeout. This one lifted in the air out to deep left field. Going back is right. He's going to just have to watch it leave as Steinhurst with a 2-run home run, and we are tied at 5 in the 7th inning. Steinhurst says you can do it on your side, we'll do it on ours. A 2-run job from Jaden Steinhurst with 2 away. Tied at 5 we are here in the 7th. And Jake Schwartz coming back around to the plate. So we've talked about it a lot already. This is a hitter's park here at Cougar Field, and we've seen 4 home runs here in this opening game of the 2024 season, and it won't be the first time, won't be the last time, or will be the first time, it won't be the last time, we should say, that we'll see that here, as the ball does travel here at Cougar Field. Always has, always really will. This one grounded towards second, picked up by Castelli, over to first, and that will end the inning. But the damage done, a 2-run home run from Steinhurst. We're tied at 7 as we go to the 8th.
Well, the other 2 that are coming in, Ben and Joe
So we go to the 8th here. Jacob Hudson, Jacob Beauchesne, and Andrew Nicolak, the scheduled hitters for Saddleback in what has been a fun rematch from the SoCal Regional Final from 2023. 10 runs in the ballgame, 5 apiece. You look last year between these two teams. They played the opening 2 games of the season. Canyons lost 6-2 down at Saddleback in the opener. And then Tyler Biggs picked up a win here at Cougar Field, 12-1 for College of the Canyons in that win. On the second day of the regular season, as Biggs is still in there doing the work. During that SoCal Regional Final Series, the Cougars won 6-5, then lost 9-1 and 5-4. So it's always a battle between these two teams. And today, not disappointing. 2-1 count here to Hudson. This one lifted in the air towards right center field, drifting over. Orsini will make the catch, one away. So one down, Jacob Beauchesne coming up, 0 for 3 today. It's actually a pinch hitter here for Beauchesne. Saddleback will send up Robert Gray. Gray, the freshman out of Tabruco Hills High School, facing Biggs here. Gray lifts this one in the air towards right field. Playable Orsini battling the sun will make the catch, 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down. Pair of flyouts to right field and Andrew Nicolak coming to the plate. Nicolak walked, scored in the 3rd, then singled in the 4th, struck out in the 6th. That one over for a called strike. Shadows have really creeped up on home plate. It'll make it even tougher on the hitters as the trees kind of make for awkward shadows. It's not the traditional shadows you'd see at a lot of ballparks where it's a building kind of cutting in and getting in the way. These shadows kind of, it goes from light to dark because it's trees. So the sun kind of cutting through portions of the branches, portions of the leaves. And as it creeps further and further out, it makes it tougher and tougher to pick up the baseball. So it's no balls and 2 strikes here. As Biggs delivers down to the dirt. This one lifted in the air to right once again. 3 flyouts to right field as Orsini makes the catch. And that'll end the 8th inning for Saddleback. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the home half of the 8th. Tied at 5 here from Cougar Field. So pitching change for Saddleback here. And Zachary Allegro will come in to face Cervantes, Jaquez, and Orsini. So you can close the book on Rodriguez. Goes 1 1/3, gives up 2 runs. On 1 hit, walked 1. For Allegro, 10 appearances last year, an 8.25 ERA. Gave up 15 hits in 12 innings, 13 runs, 11 earned, 5 walks, 11 Ks. Cervantes, 1 for 3 today. Takes that pitch up. Dominic played for Holy Names last year. Is the word we've gotten through the YouTube live chat. We thank Mike Cervantes for that, as this one popped up in the air on the infield, playable. It'll get into foul ground, and Hudson will make the catch. 1 down. It's been busy today. Number of putouts. So here's Jaquez, home run. Hit by a pitch, walked. As he lifts this one in the air. This one playable inside the park in shallow left field, and that's gonna fall. It's right. Was sprinting to it and not able to come up with it. He called off Nicolak, who I think had the better play on it. And instead, it's Jaquez on to first, so the Cougars with a base runner here.
It's a single, right?
So it's a single for Jaquez, his second hit of the ball game. So this one lifted in the air from Orsini out to left center field. Playable for Tanaka, who's camped, and will make the catch. So 2 down. Go back to the top of the order here. As Alex Friend will come to the plate. Friend 1 for 4 today. 3 flyouts to right field, had a single back in the 3rd. This was part of my scratch outs, so pardon me on trying to figure out what he's actually done today. As you can see, those shadows really creeping. One called for a strike. Friend kind of waves at that one, looked a little confused on the pitch as it dipped down from Allegro. So no balls, 2 strikes. I can't tell, I think the scoreboard is off, so we're kind of looking up there to make sure, and it certainly looks like that happened. So nothing in 2, this one hit on the ground, scooped by Castelli, and he fires to first, and that'll end the inning. So a bloop single for Jaquez, nothing else for COC. We head to the 9th at a 5-5 ball game. So pitching change for COC here as we go to the 9th inning. Tyler Freudy coming in to pitch. Lefty will face Castelli, Tanaka, and Allen. Castelli's first pitch fouled away. Freudy, the freshman out of Castaic High School. Castaic, the new school on the block here in Santa Clarita, and has had a quite successful baseball program already. Two balls and two strikes to count here to Castelli. So this one lifted in the air out towards center field. Playable for Friend, who will make the catch, one down. We're talking about that Castaic team. In its infancy, Daryl Davis took his team to the CIF Southern Section Division 6 championship against Hesperia and won it at Blair Field in Long Beach last year on May 19th. First CIF title in school history in not very many years, just its second season of play. Freudy a part of that. That one a called strike. Tanaka's been tough to get out. This is the part of the lineup the Cougars have had trouble with today. Tanaka has reached all 4 times, hit by a pitch, walked, grounded into a fielder's choice, and singled home a run back in the 3rd. He's scored twice, both off J.C. Allen home runs. Three-one count here to Tanaka. That one over for a strike. It's the count full. This one chopped foul, so we'll stay at 3-2. Freudy last year for Castaic during that run. 1.21 ERA in 7 appearances. Pitched 40 1/3, gave up 35 hits. As this one lifted out to right, Tanaka has another hit. He's been on base all 5 times today, and that's not a shock. Tanaka last year was a tough out for COC. They struggled with him, and so he's on again, and now the script remains the same as here comes J.C. Allen up to the plate, who has 2 2-run home runs, has driven in 4 of the Saddleback 5 runs in the ball game, and now has a runner on with 1 away here in the 9th inning. Canyon's the top of the order coming up when they come back around. Saddleback might have some bodies working in the bullpen, although I'm not sure. It's tough to see over the top of the first base dugout here. from where we are. The bullpen hidden pretty well behind it. Good pitch from Freudy that time as Allen takes a strike. Shadow's really covering everything now, so. And Allen, has he done it a third time? Yes, he has. J.C. Allen, 3 two-run home runs. And Saddleback with a 2-run lead once again here in the 9th, 7-5. Some point you gotta say we're not gonna pitch to J.C. Allen. Freudy just leaves it up over the plate. And again, Allen and Tanaka have been responsible for all 7 runs in some way or another for Saddleback today. Tanaka singled home Nicolak, who's the only other Bobcat that's been involved on the offensive side. As a pinch hitter, wrong roster. Let's look at the right roster here. Pinch hitter for Saddleback. As Matthew Deutsch coming to the plate to face Freudy with 1 out. Swings through that one. It's 0-2. So it's been the J.C. Allen show on offense. 3 straight 2-run home runs for him in the 5th, the 7th, and the 9th. So that one misses just down from Freudy. And he did it off of three different guys. He hit one off of Yasso, hit one off of Biggs, and now one off of Freudy. And it's really been Tanaka, the table setter, for him to give him that opportunity. Might be the last hitter here for Freudy. So this one popped up in foul ground, back of first. Schwartz giving chase, will make the catch for the second out in foul ground. 2 down here in the 9th. And Jason Derfinger coming to the plate. Saddleback 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, 2 in the 7th, and 2 so far here in the 9th. Canyons 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and 2 in the... Actually, let me look back at that here. Is this one grounded towards 3rd? Picked up by Jaquez, and he fires it across to 1st, and that'll end the inning. So the Cougars coming up with the heart of the order. Yeah, 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th for COC, nothing in the 8th. So Saddleback with a 7-5 lead as we'll go to the 9th. Here from Cougar Field. So it'll be Allegro to come in to try and finish things off as he stays in there after working the 8th. He'll face Roca, Yeaman, and Story here. Roca hitless today. And the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Allegro nearly hits him on that pitch. So Roca way ahead here. Cougars needing some 9th inning heroics. They've trailed all day today. Saddleback led 1-0, 3-1, 5-3, and now 7-5. Canyons has tied it every single time, but Chess has not been able to come ahead. 3-1 pitch on the way, Roca over for a strike and the count full. This one lifted in the air towards shallow right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit for Roca. As Derfinger couldn't come up with it, the leadoff runner aboard for COC here in the 9th. Just the guy you maybe want coming up here in Yeaman. 6 home runs last year for him. First pitch to Yeaman over for a strike. Second pitch down in the dirt. It's Gray behind the dish now. Actually, it might still be Barajas. Can't tell. The 8 maybe covered up. Looks like a 3, but either way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's this one lifted out in the air to right, down the line. That's going to get down for a base hit. Derfinger able to cut it off. Yeaman going to be held to first, but it'll put runners at the corners for COC with nobody out. Back-to-back singles for College of the Canyons off Allegro here. And now Hudson Story coming to the plate. So here comes Story. This one lifted foul. No balls and 1 strikes here to Story. Runners on the corners. That one misses down, makes it 1-1. one called for a strike, makes it 1-2. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Canyons has never led, trailed by 2 a couple of times today, but have come back to tie it, now trying to do it again. Legro stands ready on the mound. Story lifts this one in foul ground. Might be playable for J.C. Allen as he runs over and makes a sliding catch in the bullpen for COC as the bullpens are in play. So Story retired, pops up foul, 1 down. It's a good play from J.C. Allen, who's been the Story so far here today. Here comes Jaden Steinhurst, a 2-run home run in the 7th, so certainly some pop from him as he stands in here to face Allegro. 2 on runners on the corners. Canyons needs both of them. It's the first pitch over for a called strike. Steinhurst fouls this one off. That'll get out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. 1 away here, runners on the corners to Steinhurst. Allegro's pitch lifted in the air into shallow left field. Running on and unable to make the catch was the left fielder Wright, but they were able to get the runner at second base, and everybody stays put. Or at least the runner at third stays put in Roca. Yeaman out at second. Steinhurst on to first, and now 2 down, so the Cougars down to their final out, and we still have runners at the corners. So 7 of 4 for the second out. Steinhurst on. And they're going to pinch run for Steinhurst here. Gabriel Gonzalez going to come in to run. So Canyons unable to capitalize on a ball that landed in shallow left in front of the left fielder, Right. And now Jake Schwartz comes back to the plate. So this one bounces in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Schwartz. 2 away here for COC as Allegro trying to work out of trouble. Cougars had runners at the corners to start. This one grounded towards second, picked up by Castelli on to first, and that'll end the ball game. Canyons can't come away with anything in the 9th. They had 2 on with nobody out, runners on the corners. Saddleback going to take it 7-5 in what was a fun game between these two once again. Bobcats win it 7-5 over COC. That'll do it for us here on our opening broadcast of the 2024 baseball season. We thank you for joining us. We hope to see you next week. We've got a full slate of games next week. Basketball, baseball, softball, all next week. We hope you join us for those. Have a great rest of your Friday night and enjoy your weekend, everybody.